Hi Penguin, and today I'm going to be showing you another one of my creations in Space Engineers. So this is the Queen Bee. It's probably the biggest thing I've built, and it's a carrier, if you haven't worked that out. Hence the three huge hangers along the side. So let's start on the outside. We'll head along and then we will go inside, have a look on the inside. You can see it's very, very heavily armoured. So you've got all these missiles, got all these missile things on the inside, and then around them you've got Gatling guns, so against fighters this will obliterate any. Well, you've also got these huge cannons on the back, which aren't, going to be great against fighters, but against big ships, those are going to come in really, really handy. But only to a point, because once you can get these engaged, you can see on these sides, you can see these very dark blocks. I don't know if you can make out what they are. Next to these thrusters, the main side thrusters, are these missiles. So those are, and everything's piped up as well. This is a survival-ready ship, and you can see all the piping in here, and I love this. This has looked so much better. I've come back to Space Engineers, and it looks amazing because they've done a lot of work on the models. So these used to be just one smooth thing, the main turret bit, but now it's so much better, so much more detail, and it looks really cool. So we'll move along. You can obviously see the main hangars there, and there's one little ship that I've got. Moving further along, we've got the main cockpit up there. Now I didn't want to have anything too easily destroyable. It's all light armour. So keep a bit of manoeuvrability, and this thing shouldn't go too close to the front line, to be honest. Its fighters will do most of the work. So I can't remember how many this will carry. Give me a second. This thing will carry 42 total small fighters, happily. And you could. It's got that many bays, but you could fit more along the front. And you can see what I mean? It's got that many of these little bays with the blast door blocks, but then you can fit more in front, if you know you're going to be going into a big battle. So moving further along, we've got the main engine bays, and these have got 6 forward, 6 reverse, and 6 forward engines, and they are huge. They're extremely powerful. This is actually quite fast to accelerate in a straight line. Turning and things is not that great, I have to admit. It's not got that great thrusters, sideways, up, down, all that sort of stuff. Because of the way these engines worked when I tiered them in the way I have, there I had a pipe running through the middle, or I decided to have a pipe running through the middle with some more side thrusters, but this is, it's a pipe. That's literally all it is. So it's on a piston, and it will extend out quite a way, so you can basically attach another ship. You won't even want to attach one, but what you can do is use it to move across cargo. You can move ammo, so you can have a supply ship come in the heat of battle, dock on there, and resupply. I think this thing looks quite nice. I'm happy with the way it's turned out. I'm happy with what's happened here. So let's go inside. You'll see these, and I think if I do build a lot more ships, you're going to see this turn up a lot. It's a docking system, 4 merge blocks, and 4 small hangar door. It will lock. It will make an airtight seal. You've got this airlock, so you can't just walk in. You do have interior defence. So if somebody comes in here who you don't want, and they've docked, you've got these interior defence turrets. Small waiting room as well. Somebody comes in, your VIP, you don't want them to be standing around in here, so you can have them sit down. Or somebody here waiting for a shuttle. Here is is basically main engineering. It's got all the assemblies and the refineries, because this thing's self-sufficient as well. Go in here. This is the main reactors. So you've got the jump drives here, for jump driving, I suppose. So these are the main reactors. You've got 6 of them, and if you hit this room, there are some small reactors around the room, around the ship, to keep individual sort of areas running. But unfortunately, this is it. If you destroy this room, and this was a flaw in the design, you destroy this room, you destroy the ship, basically. This is the main storage room, and these are huge crates. You don't see it, but it goes a long way back. You know, you can't actually see the back again. Oh, I think I know why everything's misorientated. I think about this. I built this entire ship using mirror mode, so quite a lot of it is mirrored. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Ah, right. So that's why. So anyway, this is the quarantine room. So you know, you're in here. You can't be, you know, come into contact with too many people. You can still see out. You can still talk to people through the glass. There's a medical thing in here, obviously. TV bed, but where the doctors can keep an eye on you. And because you're not in the brig, you get your own private toilet. We have actually got these. These are the sleeping quarters, and there's a lot of these large areas where people sleep, basically. It's all cryopods. So, right, okay, now we're out, and I completely stuck in there. I didn't think to press T. So yeah, we've got the crew quarters. Cryopods, each person, or each... Sorry, there's one between two cargo containers, individual. These are the only cargo containers that aren't linked up to the main system. Personal storage, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so right, now we're heading up to the main cockpit, basically, the main bridge, really. And it's quite big. You can see it's quite big. There's people all around the outside. But it's got some interesting features. This is the main seat. This is the commander's seat, and look at this beauty. We'll have a look at how it manoeuvres. It's a bit difficult to tell. There's no again, not Alt Tab, just Tab. There we go. There's no very good references, but yeah, it's quite fast accelerating, especially for such a large ship. But yeah. It doesn't turn hugely fast. It doesn't slow down hugely fast, depending on which direction you're going in. But it's quite good. And in the end, it's not designed for being a fastly manoeuvring ship. I mean, it can get up to some good speeds eventually. But yeah, there's not really a lot to say. And why am I on the roof? Really, I imagine the front bit as being the ship. So this is where the captain of the ship sits, his second, maybe, you know, people controlling the turrets out there, keeping the systems running, life support, you know, resupplying the fighters. Maybe not so much that, but in here, this is where the resupplies would actually take place, be coordinated. This is the fighter control unit. So you can imagine commanders, generals, whatever, captains. Not so much captains, but you know, generals, commanders, whoever, around these things with a holographic display of the battle going on. They can see what's happening. They can give commands. They can say, you know, blue wing, break off, hit the main mothership, all sorts of things like that, you know. Red squadron, engage the new fighters. And gold, protect Queen Bee. Because this is Queen Bee, if you remember. This is called Queen Bee. This is going to be somewhere somebody could get in. There's a lot of defence around the area, but there's somewhere people could get in. Over here we've got two, basically on either side, video briefing. You can have a holographic briefing here, explain the situation. Maybe with a smaller group you might want to do that. A smaller, more detailed group. You just scramble, come in here, sit down, even still people could be standing up, you know, whatever, depending on how many fighters you've got going, and watch one of these screens. They're currently offline, but it could tell them, you know, the enemy, which parts of the ship to aim for. You know, you could have set up. You could have it set up to tell them who they're fighting. This is the main corridor as well. So along here, when the pilots are done in here, so they'll run in here, they'll sit down, they'll get their briefing, and yeah, then they'll have to jump up. Now run through here. You can go in here. This is an airlock, so to avoid decompression of the entire ship, go in here, down this corridor, and you can see the beauty of the ship that is there. And that is the Queen Bee.